Welcome back, student. Today we read the 23rd chapter of the Environmental Science Part 1. Name of chapter is Natural Disasters. Can you tell which frightening natural events can be seen in the pictures below? Can you tell sometimes during the rainy season, suddenly there is a downpour which lasts for 2 or 3 days. The river flows in a full spate. In may even overflow its banks and enter nearby settlements. What is the name given to such a rise in the level of the river water? Name two places in Maharashtra where earthquakes have occurred. An earthquake under the sea gives rise to very high waves. What are these gigantic waves called? Natural disasters. Many a time we hear of a serious mishaps. An earthquake happens here, a flood occurs somewhere else. A storm occurs in one place, another place is struck by lightning. There can be landslide or a hailstorm. In these incidents, several people are injured. Some even lose their lives. Houses collapse, animals die, standing crops get destroyed. There is a great damage to property. Day to day life is disturbed. It takes several days for life to get back to normal. A new term, disaster. A very serious mishaps, one in which people or animals can get injured or die. Crops and other property is destroyed, houses collapse. Page number 140. These are some other mishaps have natural causes. They are called natural disasters. We do not have enough knowledge about when and where they might happen, and it is impossible for us to prevent them. We must not get frightened by such disasters. Instead, it is more useful to find out how to face such a disaster if it happens. Untimely rains. In our country, we get rains only in a certain period of the year. In Maharashtra, it rains for the months of June, July, August, and September. This period is called the monsoon or the rainy season. In Maharashtra, on some day before the start of the rainy season, the sky suddenly gets overcast. There is a lightning and thunder. It rains heavily for a short while. These are called pre-monsoon showers. However, when it rains at other times besides the monsoon or a pre-monsoon period, such a rain is said to be untimely rain. Untimely rain comes without warning when we least expected it. People who have left their houses without umbrellas and raincoats have to run helter skelter for the shelter, or they have to get soaked in the rain. But untimely rains can also cause a serious damage. People grow winter crops. Occasional light showers are good for this crop, but if it rains too much, fields get waterlogged and crops may rot, causing much loss. Often a hailstorm accompanies us with untimely rains. Severe hail causes injuries to people and animals. It shatters roof tiles, it can damage crops in the fields and fruits of the orchards. If mango trees are in blossom at that time, the blossoms may rot or fall off. This leads to a fall in a mango production. Page number 141. Floods. Sometimes during the monsoon, it rains heavily and continuously for 3 or 4 days. This causes the level of water in a river to rise. That is, the river gets flooded. If it does not stop raining, settlement on its bank can also get flooded. Mud houses on the riversides collapse during a flood. People and animals may die due to drowning. Flooding of the settlements causes the problems in the everyday life. At such a times, we should go to a safe place at a height and come back only when the flood waters recede. The current of flood waters is a very strong. It is dangerous to swim in a flood waters. Earthquake. Sometimes the rock in the balls of the earth move. As a result, waves are produced in the layers of rock. If a stone is thrown into a pool of a still water, we see circular ripples around it. They move to the edges of the pool. After some time, the waves settle and the water becomes still as before. Exactly the same kind of waves are produced inside the earth. For a few seconds, the ground shakes. That is the earthquake. Then everything quietens down again. Where the earthquake occurs, buildings are shaken. Things inside the house all fall from their places. Houses that are not strong enough simply collapse into heaps. People get trapped under the hips and get injured or even lose their life. The most damage occurs near the center of earthquake. An earthquake also causes injuries or death of animals we keep. When an earthquake occurs, one should not panic. It lasts only a few seconds. During that time, heavy things around us can fall on us. This can cause harm. So, as soon as we feel the earthquake, we should go under a strong bed or table or stand under a door frame. This can prevent the injuries from falling object. Do you know if an earthquake occurs while you are at a school, sit under your desk or bench. Once the quake stops, come out in a single file and gather together in the open school ground. Crowding, chaos, and the stampede can cause more damage than the quake itself. Tsunami. If the origin of the earthquake is in the sea, it produces the Gangetic wave, sea waves. Each wave is the height of three or a four-story building. These waves come with a tremendous force towards the coast and crash into the land. These waves are called the tsunamis. Page number 143. If there are people living on the coast where a tsunami occurs, it causes much devastation. People or animals who come in the way these waves are completely helpless. They drown and die. And tsunami comes with so much force that vehicles on the coast along with the people in them get thrown away to quite a distance. Vehicles are crushed, people inside get injured or die. The tsunami can also shatter houses and shops on the coast. Do you know, in every city and district headquarters, there is a fixed drill to be followed in case of natural disasters. There are specially trained volunteers for that purposes. If necessary, soldiers of the army are also called to help. What we have learned, rain that falls at times other than in the rainy season is called untimely rain. Fields become waterlogged and crops rot. Hailstorms may also occur with the untimely rains. Hailstorm can injure the people as well as the animals. It damages crops and orchards. If it rains heavily during the rains, the level of water in the river rises. This is called a flood. Sometimes flood waters enters area where people are living. Houses collapse, people and animals drown and die. Everyday life becomes difficult. One should go to a place at a height till floods recede. Some movements in the balls of the earth give rise to the waves. This is called earthquake. It causes houses to shake, things to fall down, houses collapse into heaps, people and animals get trapped in them and die. During an earthquake, one should sit under a table or a bed or stand under a door frame. When an earthquake has its starting point in the sea, it gives rise to a gangetic waves. They are called